Hello, hello. Welcome back to Story Time at LST here at Little Scholars Tutoring. So today we have a book, and our book title is When a Monster is Born. When a Monster is Born. But today we have a few friends with us, and our friends at the end of the story will choose one of the story wands. These are our story wands, and on each story wand there is a question. So our friends would choose one of the story wands to answer the question. All right, let's go ahead and get started. When a monster is born. The author of this book is Sean Taylor, and the illustrator is Nick Charette. When a monster is born. What color is this monster, you guys?
Green.
Green. When a monster is born. There are two possibilities. Either it's a far away in the forest monster, or it's an under your bed monster. So it's either a far away in the forest or it's under your bed. If it's a far away in the forest monster, well, that's that. But if it's an under your bed monster, there are two possibilities. Either it eats you or you make friends and you take it to school. You can take your monster to school. If it eats you, well, that's that. But if you take it to school, there are two possibilities. Either it sits quietly, does its homework, and becomes the first monster to play in the school's basketball team. You see that? Yeah. Or it eats the principal.
The principal.
It eats the principal. If it sits quietly, well, that's that. But if it eats the principal, there are two possibilities. Either it growls, yummy, and dances boogie woogie, or it growls, sorry, and walks off through the wall.
Like a jazz.
Walk straight through the wall, you guys. If it dances boogie woogie, well, that's that. But if it walks off, there's two possibilities. It either sits in the park and scratches its head, or it takes a deep breath and sets off for the far away forest. Hey, you guys, which way is the far away forest? Is it going this way or going up?
It's going up.
It's going straight up, or is it going this way?
It's gonna go straight up and then this way.
I think it's going to the left. Yes?
I think it's going to the left.
To the left, the far away forest. Thank you for telling me. If it sits in the park, well, that's that. But if it sets off for the faraway forest, there's two possibilities. Either it finds an expensive hotel on the way and decides to sleep in it, or it goes around the back of the hotel, finds a broken umbrella, and decides to sleep under that.
Bro, that's the baddest choice.
That's the baddest choice.
To sleep under an umbrella? That won't do anything.
Well, if it sleeps in the expensive hotel, well, that's that. But if it sleeps under the umbrella, there's two possibilities. Either a kitchen girl comes out and tips a saucepan of porridge over the monster's head, or the kitchen girl notices the monster and stops in her tracks. Like, That's the same face I was making. If the kitchen girl tips porridge over the monster's head, well, that's that. But if the kitchen girl stops in her tracks, there are two possibilities. Either the monster gives her the fright of her life, and she runs off shouting, "Help! Help!" Right? Or the monster gives her a rose and they fall in love.
Not today.
Not today.
That monster was ugly.
Okay, if the girl runs off shouting, "Help! Help!" Well, that's that. But if they fall in love, there are two possibilities. Either she kisses the monster and it turns into a handsome prince.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it kisses her and she turns into
A monster.
a monster. Yeah.
I guess they switched DNA.
I guess they switch DNA. If the monster turns into a handsome young man, well, that's that. But if the girl turns into a monster, there are two possibilities. Either the monster says, "Erg, you look horrible now." Or
Disrespectful.
or the monster says, "Look, I'm a monster. You're a monster. Well, let's get married." Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. If the monster says, "Erg," well, that's that. But if the monster says, "Hey, let's get married," there are two possibilities. Let's see what happens. Either the two of them live happily ever after and have a baby monster,
What?
or, you guys ready? You guys ready? Oh, you ready? Ready? Wait a minute. Let's see.
They eat each other.
Or they eat each other.
Oh no, that's a bad idea.
That's a
If
bad
the
idea.
green one eats the green one's eating the girl's one's by the horn. It was just, the horn.
Oh, the horn would like poke him in the mouth.
No, it would just
Yeah, go right through. Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens. If they eat each other, well, that's that. But if they have a baby monster, there are two possibilities. Either it's a far away in the forest monster, or that baby monster is under your bed monster. Hey, what color is this baby monster?
What? Orange.
Orange.
Oh, it's not red. That looks red.
Orange, red. There he is. There's the baby monster. All right. And that is the story When a Monster is Born. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. Let's pick stars, you guys. Let's start with you. Let's start with you. Go ahead, pick one star. Let me see what it says. Oh, okay. Let me show the people. How did the story end? This is your star. You can hold it. So how did the story end?
When the orange monster or the red monster, like when he went under the bed, and then like the parents like tried to eat each other and they got married.
Okay. All right. All righty. So that was our book for today. Thank you for answering our question for When a Monster is Born. Alrighty, so your star says, who is your favorite character?
My favorite character is red. The red and orange.
The red what?
The orange monster.
The orange here.
Right.
So his star says, who is your favorite character? Alrighty. And then your star says, what is the story about?
When a monster is born.
When a monster is born. That's what her star says. What is your story about? And let me see your star. Your star says, where is the setting? Okay, so in this book, there were a lot of different places, right? Can you guys name one of them? Where was one of the places the monster was? In school. And what was another place?
Bed.
Under the bed.
And a rich hotel.
A rich hotel. And
in the back of the umbrella.
Umbrella, underneath the umbrella behind the hotel.
And the faraway forest.
The faraway forest. Very good. So the monster was in different places in this story.
It was everywhere.
Okay, everywhere. All right. So thank you so much for joining us for our story time today. Come back, subscribe, and come back next week for another story time. Bye. You guys say bye.
Bye. You scream. So